Last time I talked about joy. Today we'll talk about chai. I was going to record an episode with Deb Jones, but life got in the way and you'll have to wait 2 more weeks for that one. But it is most definitely time for a dog-themed episode, so here you go. I'll tell you about my little foster puppy Chai. Chai is a border collie puppy. If you follow my blog, you'll already have met her. I got her almost a month and a half ago. I saw that someone in a local border collie group was looking for a foster or a permanent home for a 3.5-month-old puppy. They had gotten her at 8 weeks old. A day or so after the puppy moved in, there was a death in the family, and they're still recovering from this death. So for the month and a half Chai stayed with them, they were not able to take her outside the house or a patio at all. When they recognized that things wouldn't change anytime soon and didn't want the puppy to miss out on any more of her sensitive socialization period, they asked if anyone was up to foster or take her in permanently. I reached out to her person, loved her, and went back home because I had promised myself to sleep in it. Pretty much as soon as I was home, I turned around and went back again to pick up Chai without sleeping on it. She didn't have a name yet. Thank you for naming her, Chris. It is a lot of fun to raise a puppy in Mexico City. You just walk out the door and there are all the stimuli. You don't even have to set anything up. It's likely there, right at your doorstep, just waiting to be discovered by your puppy. Street food vendors, other dogs, wheelchairs, children, squirrels, playgrounds, different surfaces, traffic noises. Anything you can think of is about to pass by your front door because this is one of the largest and most vibrant cities in the world. And here's the caveat. It is a lot of fun to raise a puppy who is genetically predisposed to be okay in big environments in Mexico City. Maybe you don't even need that predisposition if you start early, but you need at least a middle-of-the-road puppy. If the dog you got, and puppies are never blank slates, is predisposed to anxiety or happens to have a long recovery period after every startle, you are fucked. Mexico City may not be the place to raise that puppy. Chai, on the other hand, took everything in stride. This tells me she absolutely has the genetic predisposition to be an incredibly stable border collie, something that is pretty rare to find in other parts of the world. Lots of the sports border collies I know are nervous wrecks and would hate being in the city. Chai? Not so much. By the second day I took her out and about, her tail was up, and by the third day she looked like a puppy who had left her house and gone for urban walks every day since they moved to Mexico City. Chai is originally from the state of Guerrero, and her parents aren't city dogs. Her dad is supposedly a working sheepdog on a farm, and her mom is a pet, also in a rural area. So the in utero environment, which contributes to who a dog will become before they are even born, was not the sounds of Mexico City. The first 8 weeks were not the sounds of Mexico City, and the following 1.5 months weren't either. The puppy did not leave the house and patio, and there is a wall around the previous owner's property that's far from the heart of Mexico City, somewhere near the airport. I have no idea what the breeder did or didn't do with the puppies, but I'm fairly certain that this puppy was not raised with puppy culture, AV dog protocols, or early neural stimulation. Most likely, the 2 dogs were bred because they seemed like 2 nice border collies. Most likely, neither of the parents is health tested, but they have been healthy so far, and the dad is very active and hasn't been lame or injured. Most likely, the litter was simply left to be dogs. Probably in a somewhat large family, because most Mexican families are somewhat large, until they were picked up by their new humans. I could of course be wrong, but this scenario is the most likely one, simply statistically speaking. It's usually where unpapered purebred dogs come from around here. Either someone with a nice dog from X breed knows someone else who also has a nice dog from X breed, they talk and decide to have a litter, so there will be more nice dogs of X breed. Or someone happens to have 2 unrelated nice dogs of X breed and decides to breed them due to their niceness. And you know what? It works. There are a lot of nice dogs in Mexico. When I say nice, what I mean is environmentally stable, socially sound dogs who could deal with a large variety of living situations. Unlike in Western Europe, the US or Canada, most purebred dogs here are not papered. Unlike in Western Europe, the US or Canada, I have yet to meet a single neurotic border collie. I'm not saying every border collie I have met here is a social butterfly. Of course not. But they are able to live in the world, exist in their environment, and go about their day without spinning out of control in one way or another. This fascinates me. I did not know Chai would take to the world like this when I first got her, But she did. She is that dog, that behaviorally sound puppy who will likely grow up to be a behaviorally sound adult. The little things she still struggles with because she missed out on them are getting better by the day. And so far, her progress has been linear. I will keep her until she is ready to go to a new home and be the dog she has it in her to be. I don't think it will take her very long to become that dog. She's well on her way already and is going to make someone very happy in the not too distant future. Her biggest current struggle seems negligible if we think of the behavioral problems we see in Border Collies. She is still learning to pee and poop outside. That's likely because the patio in her previous home is entirely paved, so going on hard surfaces feels normal, and she hasn't had the opportunity to pee and poop in the world instead of at home. That's a small thing, and not really going to run her life, ever. However, it is something I'd like her to accomplish before she goes to her future home. And we are, slowly but certainly, getting there. She is already imitating other dogs she sees pee outside, and we have pooped outside several times without needing anyone to imitate. The first few days, the world was too interesting and she couldn't think about peeing or pooping, but now she can. All the other things, the big things, meeting dogs, hearing all the city sounds, meeting humans, seeing cars zoom past, going to busy markets, she's getting better and better about already. She's already further ahead than many dogs who have not had a gap in their socialization period would be at this age. And this includes dogs owned by dog trainers who do quote-unquote everything right. Chai's confidence is not because of me. It's all her. I'm simply giving it a chance to unfold itself and shine. But that personality, it has been there all along. She probably has lovely, stable parents, had an in utero environment that just happened to provide just the right level of stimulation, not too little and not too much. She probably saw just enough dogs and people in her breeder's family. She didn't need anything to be perfect in order to be okay. And soon, she will be more than just okay. In fact, she already is. She came into my life at just the right time, as I needed a training project. She is whip smart, already faster at shaping than game, and incredibly fun. She is highly food motivated, likes toys, loves to work, and shows a healthy degree of independence and exploratory behavior out in the world. She is already able to stay home alone and will only throw up in the car when taken on a ride right after eating. She is mastering sliding doors and about to master elevators. She has been in stores, in Ubers, in backpacks, on busy university campuses, at busy Mexico City parks, walked next to highways, slept on a mat at a coffee shop, played as well as passed dogs of all sizes, ages, and morphologies, and she's being a superstar. She has been barked at, she has been startled and recovered, and I have been growing her circle of human friends. She tolerates handling really well, I can brush her, and I'm clipping a tiny snippet of all her nails every week. She doesn't mind wearing a harness, dragging a long line, or having the leash touch her body. She's not a barker, she's crate trained, thunder doesn't bother her, and she has voluntarily gotten her paws wet on more than one occasion. She's hands down the most behaviorally sound Border Collie puppy I have met, and that says something. I have met many and researched a lot of breeders back in the day. What's the point of this episode? It doesn't really have much of a point, it's just a slice of chai. I want to say one thing though. Dogs like this really make you rethink what we've been doing in Western Europe or the US. If closing stat books and requiring papers were good for a breed, wouldn't we see more rather than less dogs like Chai, or Puzzle for that matter, in those countries? Maybe, just maybe, there is nothing wrong with the approach of the good old days. Got 2 nice dogs? Make more of them, so your friends and family can have nice dogs as well. Simple, common sense, no handling with care required. They're dandelion dogs. Oh, and if you're wondering why I'm not planning on keeping Chai, I really would if this was a good time to commit to a large-ish, high-energy dog for many years to come, but it just isn't the right time for me. It will be exactly the right time for someone else out there, though. And I have no doubt I will find that person, given Chai's personality and her off-the-charts cuteness. Feel free to reach out if you happen to be that person. Alright, I'll talk to you in 2 weeks, and until then, happy training!